Hi folks, welcome to the Creating Your Runbase tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Runbase. In case you're wondering, RUM stands for Remote Useful Matches, which is one of the powerhouse tools that'll make a big difference in your productivity. Now, before we get started, I should let you know there's a lot of material to cover in this video. So, take a deep breath and make yourself comfortable. The first thing that needs to be done is organize your translated files by client. If you like, you can use our directory tree. Here it is. What you want to do here is open a root folder and name it sit. Under the sit folder, open another one named client. Then, under client, open as many folders as you need, one for each of your clients. Each client in turn will have two folders, source and target. The files to be translated go into the source folder, and the translated files go into the target folder. If your files aren't organized in a way that you can easily find your clients and their source and target files, I strongly recommend you do this first. It will make a big difference in terms of accuracy and saving time when you start building your Runbase. Now, depending on how many files you're dealing with, you could spend a lot of time setting this up, but it'll be worth it when you can see what the Runbase can do for you. However, if you think the way your files are set up is good the way it is, then we can get started. But before we get to that, I'd like to point out that original files will not be stored in your database. You see, once they've been processed, each file is deleted. Only files with the txt extension will be stored, and only you will have access to them. Okay, let's get started by clicking on Translator's Office, and then on Sit. Next, I'll click on Create Runbase, and here we are. The first thing you want to do is link your files to a client. To do that, click on Link to a Client, and then choose the client from this list. If the client you're looking for isn't listed, click on Add a New Client. This takes you to the client registration form I showed you in the previous video. Remember? Again, if you want, you can provide only the client's name to get started. But eventually, the whole thing will have to be filled out. As an example, let's work with Translag. First, I'll click on Browse S. The S stands for source. Then, click on Drive C first, and here's my sit folder. Next, I'll click on the sit root folder, and then on the client's subfolder. Now, I'll choose Translag. Then, I want to open the Runbase folder, followed by the source subfolder. I'll double-click this file to paste it into the field for source language files to be uploaded. While you're doing this, you'll see that the target label has turned red. This means you haven't added the file to this field. To do that, I'll click on Browse T. The T stands for target. Click on C, then on Sit. Now, I'll repeat the process. First, I'll click on Clients, then on Translag, and now I'll click on Runbase, and finally on Target. And here's the file. I'll choose the file, and then click on Open, and here it is, pasted in the target field. Okay, now, because the number of files in both fields is the same, the labels turn blue. That's what you want them to do. However, if there's any discrepancy, the label of the field with the smaller number of files will turn red, telling you there's something wrong. Now, I'm going to finish this process by clicking Upload. At this point, I'd like to call your attention to the fact that both the original files and translated files must have the same content and formatting. If you're not sure, check before you upload them. One extra character or a missing character can throw off the segment pairing. Take a look at this example. You'll see that this number here is only in the original file, and that could prevent the files from being split into equal segments. So, before uploading a pair of files, make sure their content is exactly the same. The only difference between them should be the language, and nothing more. A small difference like this number 1 is enough to cause a mismatch. I know these two terms are in the text, valor agregado, and I'm going to use them to search my Runbase. I do that by clicking Search Runbase and then typing in those two terms, valor agregado. Then I press Enter or click on the arrow, and SIT returns this file. Now I'll click on the file name to open it. See how that small difference, the number 1, messed up the segment pairing? The first segment in the source language doesn't match the first segment in the target language. That having been said, I suggest you check all file pairs before uploading them to your Runbase to make sure the formatting of the files in the source language and in the target language are the same. This may take some time, but, as I said before, the results are worth the effort. What if you want to upload files with different language pairs from the same client? Not a problem. While a file is being uploaded, SIT looks at it and identifies the language to assign the equivalent code at the end of the file name. As you can see here, 2 files are English-Portuguese, and the other 2 are Spanish-Portuguese and German-Portuguese. And there you have it. One more thing. If at any time you're looking for fast answers to your questions, and you don't feel like referring back to the videos, go to Translator's Office, click on SIT, then on More, and then click on Quick Find. There you'll find a short written version of all the instructions. The next step is to take a look at the first video under Translating with SIT, which is uploading a new file for translation. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.